Afternoon, everybody. It's the 22nd of March 2021. It's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Kind of got sidetracked, so I didn't record this morning. I'll get out for my walk. But I'm going for my 5Es. Already had some education. Been watching a couple of documentaries this morning, rewriting and reorganising bits of stone soup. Because if you write a whole bunch of, experiments you can do with yourself, then it tends to end up all over the place. You write the things that you're in the mood to write at the time when you're in the mood to write them, and then you sort of cross over. So there's a lot of editing to be doing now, and a few extra segments to write. So yeah, that's proving rewarding. So it's shaping up to be hopefully a relatively interesting book, and something a bit more honest in the way of self-help. So yeah, got lots of little bits in it, experiments to try, things like the 5Es: entertainment, exercise, education, environment, and what was the other one? Expression. That's it. So yeah, by sorting out this video today and having done the washing up this morning and a general tidy of my desk, yeah, it's getting towards that place. So yeah, the 5Es is really a way of sort of telescoping down things to do with your own time, so that you feel that you're actually progressing in your life as how you see fit. Providing a space for your creativity and your self-expression and stuff. Things like making lists and then crossing stuff off that list. That'll be in there. Bits about how to get your shit together and tidy up where you live, so you can access all your resources that you've got available. Hanging back from buying yet more resources that you're never going to use. Yeah, it's all a thing. So I hope to have done that by the end of this week, so that a first edition or a draft copy will be available to anybody that wants it. So if you want a copy of Stone Soup to be emailed out to you as a PDF for your evaluation, go for it. And I'll be emailing it to everybody that's on my Patreon list as well. So it's very much opt-in. So yeah, that's the biggie. I want to do some more stuff for Team Human, which looks like it could get somewhere near 500 listens by the end of this week, so that's good as well. What else can you do? So yeah. So yeah, lots of stuff to do and think about. That's pretty much it. The world is in the same sorry state. Rich white people are still mostly in charge, which I don't get. And I'm still out of shape. Got to change that. Loads of things to change. Identify the things that do not work for you, and sort that out. still no sign as to when I'm going back to work. So pretty much I'm now at a whole year of being on furlough. Then where lots of other people didn't get to go on furlough, and I've tried to treat it like corporate sponsorship. So by the end of this year, I'll have made probably something approaching 100 videos. I've got my house in order and tidied. I can find nearly all of my resources, so that's a good thing. So I've been creative, I've learned some stuff. I think I'm a marginally more competent human being than I was. I've embraced vegetarianism and veganism a little bit more closely. So yeah, I'm in good shape. Still lots to do. But I am at this weird point where I kind of have all the resources I want for the time being to do almost anything I can imagine. So isn't that interesting? So I do want to get more into shortwave radio, but I'm aware I'm not in a good position to do that at the moment. No antenna. I've got some things done. That's good. The brain chemistry feedback you get from having a plan, carrying it through, and seeing that the actual execution of the plan was easier than the constant self-beration of not having done anything. So that's a useful lesson. Confronted some stressful situations, got things done. So yeah, there is progress. And that kind of led me to writing the book. So yeah, it's not a very big book. It'll be less than 100 pages. But once you've written a book, like anything, once you've made a video, you can see where you could have done it better. You could have seen whether you were interested in it, whether you would be interested in it. And that's the challenge, isn't it? Can you pretend hard enough that if your creative output didn't exist, can you sort of like distance yourself from your work enough so that you can view it objectively as if you'd never seen it before? Yeah. So that's interesting. I'm very big on this life optimization thing, but just optimizing your life so it's as efficient as possible. Maybe people's fear of or a lack of self-belief in their own creativity means that they don't bother to optimize their lives. They don't do that because then they wonder what they would do with the time. If you found yourself, because of an optimized life, with an extra hour every day, what would that be like? Would most people just watch another hour of television? That's the question you've got to ask yourself. Would you just use that time to consume more, or would you use that time to explore or create more? And I think, it's a bit like, if you read a lot, you're more inclined to write as a response to all that reading. If you, watch more movies, are you ever tempted to make your own movie? I don't know, is that a natural human response? Or is it the natural response of only a very small amount of people? I don't know. So, yeah. Anyway, you be the judge, our lines are open. I kind of treat all my creative output as if it's only for a very tiny amount of people, which it is. Only a few people ever watch it or ever listen to it. So I'm kind of freed up. I'm sure if I say something that upsets one of my loyal listeners, they'll point it out to me where I've misstepped, or I'd hope they would. So yeah. I even tried to think about how how many different types of people might eventually end up reading it. Would it become just a general advice book, or a series of books, you know? Maybe a cookbook of the things I like to eat. Is that going to be beneficial to anybody? I don't know. Kind of fun to write it, and having written it, see it in print. I don't think it's ever going to win kind of a publishing deal or anything. But so, yeah. So Stone Soup will be published as an actual book that you can hold in your hands. I may even do an audio book, you know, so you can listen to it while you're doing other things. Yeah. I'm sure if a publishing house did get hold of it, they would fill it with all sorts of useless illustrations. Make it more user-friendly. And I don't think really telling people flat out how they can live a slightly more optimised life with less self-doubt. I'm going to turn around, there's no point going too far down there. Yeah, so, I don't know. I think it's currently got 4 parts, you know, the getting your shit together part, the part about kit and evaluation systems for bits of equipment that you need in order to express yourself or make your life better. There's a bit on fighting inertia and finding something that you want to do creatively. There's a bit on philosophy, you know. Once you're being creative, who's it for? What's the philosophical output of said work, whether it's art or, you know, biography or whatever. So 4 bits there, and then a big chunk at the end for people to add in their own bits of helpful, useful input. So yeah, I think the idea is that, you know, if I could have had access to something 25 years ago, you know, if somebody could have handed me a book or a series of books, or, you know, like a folder of handwritten stuff, what would I want in retrospect? So yeah, even now I'm thinking of more things that could have really gone in the book, but I think I repeated myself enough in the book that as it sits right now on my computer at this very second, that making the stuff more cohesive will mean that I've got space for more stuff. So yeah. So yeah. So yes. So yeah, there'll be a little bit about EDC. There'll be some very rangery stroke SKTFM stuff in there. And some of it's as a result of knowing people like the people that watch my YouTube channel, and other people on the Rangers Discord, and people out there in the rant community, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, it's all there. This is just, you know, condensing it into a small handbook that you may or may not find useful. So yeah, that's quite enough about the book until it actually comes out. So yeah, I stand by the 5 E's, definitely. Yep. It's good to have a bit of exercise now and again. Every day, ideally. I'll live longer. We need to regret wearing a coat. But yeah, so how are you guys all doing? What's your experience of the pandemic thus far? I know most of you out there have been working which is, you know, you've all got much more important jobs than me. So yeah. It's just going on. So yeah, I think that's where I'm going to end it today, because I can't think of anything more to add. It's rolling on. I'm getting used to it. I'm looking forward to going back to work. I'm hoping my government doesn't screw stuff up. So anyway, so end greed, end poverty, end hate, or we all die. And thanks for watching, and do take care. Speak to you soon.